guys, welcome to my channel. This video seems to be very popular. A lot of people like this type of videos because you can check for learn and how to authenticate your handbag if you're buying the pre-loved route, and also for those who wants to take the alternative and it's just the cheaper version. Hey, I'm not judging you. What I'm going to be comparing today is my Chanel Authentic Chanel 19 small in the black lambskin leather. I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna give you mod shots in the front and then go in deeper comparison, like comparing the leather, the hardware, the interior, the packaging and everything to make sure that you get very knowledgeable when you're authenticating your items. And then disclose my conclusion at the end, what I think really. Let's go ahead and start with the mod shots. So guys, let me reveal which one is the authentic the whole time. It was the one, this style, the one that looks a little bit bigger and also have a little bit longer chain strap is the authentic. I bought this in I bought this pre-love, I think 2021, but I believe this bag is from the 2020 or 2019. Don't remember exactly what year. So I've had her for quite a bit of time now, several years. So you can see a lot of wrinkling. And eventually this bag, just because the way it hangs and pulls on the strap right here, tends to start to wrinkle, which is why I'm kind of loving this look. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and first let's try the smell test. The fake bags, the replica bags, always have smell. So whenever you smell something very strong chemical, it could be it's fake. So most of the time the authentic always have like a leather smell, or eventually just there's no more smell, like you can't really smell. But when this one first came out, yeah, there's still a hint of smell. So when you smell your bag and there's a bit of like chemical smell, that means it could be fake. All right, let's look at dimensions. Like I said, this bag looks a little bit bigger, but let's see the bags without being filled up. So I have this currently filled up, and it does seem a little bit bigger. So like the fake ones, sometimes they just can't get the dimensions right. So that's one way to tell if your bag is fake. So here, this bag, let's remove the stuffing so you can see them both without any stuffing. This one's a little bit more flat. This one's a little bit more poppy still for some reason. Sometimes like the bag tends to be that way, like it's a little bit thicker in my opinion. Like the fake one tends to be thicker on some bags, and I think that's why it's maintaining more of its structure. Maybe just the padding, the extra material used is a little bit thicker than the normal. But as far as dimension wise, this looks a little bit taller. You can see here a little bit of like half an inch or 1/4 of an inch difference. When you go to this side, they tend to look a little bit similar, I guess. Again, just because this one's been used quite a bit and been pulled up so much that, yeah, it distorted the back a little bit. So here's the back, and here's the bottom. Yeah, so you can see here also, this one is a little bit wider right here. Now you can see the difference. So check the dimensions of your bag. If it's off by like a small inches, then it could possibly be a fake. Look at the leather. First and foremost, I was really blown away by this leather because typically fake leather Chanel bags have more dry look and a little bit stiffer, but for some reason this one has a lot of softness. Now both of these are supposed to mimic lambskin leather, and lambskin leather is going to have more luxurious not shiny material like the goat skin. I believe those are discontinued anyways, because just the lambskin is the way to go. Okay, I repeat, when you watch an online thing, go for the lambskin. Do not go for the patenty kind of plasticky look of the goat skin. It is not going to age good, and it's not gonna look luxurious as the lambskins do. Anyway, so this lambskin feel very, very soft, and also this lambskin feel very, very soft. Not as soft, I can feel some stiffness, but not as soft. But if you look closely on the leather here, the fake one has a little bit more smooth leather versus this one. There's a little bit more grain, so there's some grained leather happening on the authentic versus the fake one has a little bit more soft exterior leather. Let's match up the stitching to make sure the size of the stitching, the diamond kind of match up where everything needs to be placed. Let's see how it goes. Like here, all right, the CC looks to be matching. So very, very hard to authenticate an item that they can actually kind of copy where everything places. Okay, so that's one thing, is like knowing where the placement of the quilts are going to be, where they're gonna end up. They should always be seamless. Okay, this is what they look like. Can't really tell with the quilts. As far as stitching, it's very hard to tell with the black bag, but typically like the stitching on the fake one will be a little bit more noticeable. So you can see a little bit thicker than the authentic, which is finer and not as noticeable as the fake one. So yeah, I mean the quilts, the fillings on them, they seem to like kind of be the same. Like I don't really see noticeable flatness on the quilts or the filling on the diamond quilting. So yeah, not too much noticeable thing to say there. All right, hardware. Ha ha ha. There you go. You can tell right away. The hardware is a little bit more lighter gold on the fake. Typically, the replica bags will have cheaper hardware, of course, because of the price, and it's either going to be more orange than yellow or more light than yellow. So here it's a little bit more antique-y, kind of like light brass color, versus this one's a little bit darker yellow color. But it's going to depend on what style, what year, what season the bags comes anyway. They do eventually get updated and modified. So comparing an old bag is not always going to be matching up with the new bags that they're coming out there. So you can't really just depend on that. Especially this one came with like an authenticity serial sticker, and this one came with the plate. So sometimes they do update the style and the look of everything. So you gotta do really a lot of like checking and authentication before you make your decision. Here you can see here, this is a little bit more brass, and this one's a little bit more darker yellow. Now the strap on this bag's amazing. They come with several colors, which is what I love this style. Let's see the color on the hardware. I mean, not noticeably different, right? And sometimes you want to line it up, make sure the changes on the strap as they move along kind of matches with the authentic. One thing that I've noticed with the fake bag, like the strap, this leather strap will have a little bit more flat than the authentic. It's not like conforming more on the shoulder. It's kind of leaning flat, but in this case, oh well, this one got entangled. In this case, they changed it. Look at this. When I did the comparison before, this was more flat. Now they did kind of modify that. Scary, scary, scary. So again, do your due diligence if you are looking to get your bag authenticated. Here, there's a little bit of like difference. So it's not a lot of difference on the bag, to be honest. I am actually kind of disappointed with how my bag looks, the authentic one versus this one. It's just a little bit kind of annoying because now the newer bag looks so much better. I mean, you know, it's just, I don't know, sometimes this kind of sucks, like knowing, okay, my bag, paying a lot of money for it, doesn't really like make sense. Anyway, one trick, okay, let me show you one trick right now, that when you let this go, it's supposed to fold properly. Okay, so like this one will always be nice because the chain are just more connected properly, that when you do this, it's always going to form that versus this one. Okay, so that is probably one of the biggest things that you can check for Chanel 19 is this one, really. Okay, when it doesn't fall properly like that, there you go. There you go. That's the one thing you should really be checking for. All right, let's look at the interior of the handbag. They're gonna differ a little bit. My bag is a little bit older, and I've been told like supposedly this should be a dark red. So I don't know if my bag is like one of the newer version. I got this Preloved, so I have no idea. They told me this should be like more dark red than burgundy. So tell me if, or like look at this color. I don't know if it's accurate, but this is what the plate looks like. Again, this is more of a newer plate. Here's the difference. Again, the lighter gold is happening. And then if you kind of angle it in a way, you can see here, it's very, very clear, like the stamping on the logo, the Chanel letter is always going to be clear. Like whenever you move it around, you can kind of read what's going on here. Here you can see, sometimes they get blurry and you can't really tell, even though look at that, the stamping is definitely more like deeper, or it's just thicker font sometimes. So still very hard to tell from here, but I can't really tell you much. Yeah, and this one came with authenticity decal because this is older. So if you can see, like authenticity as serial sticker should always be on the here on this side left and should look like this. Now if you're the newer bags, they should only come with this. Before, I've seen it before where there's a serial sticker and this plate, you should only have one of each. You should not have both. If you have both, that's a freaking fake bag. Please stay away. And another thing is the lining should line up, like it shouldn't have any wrinkling too much. Like kind of see here what's happening here. It's a little uneven. I mean, you know, should be lined properly and flat. All the canvas should be lining properly. If you have something that's like a little bit wrinkling like this, yeah, see, it's not lining up properly. That could be also a good check. One other thing that you can check here, aside from the color, you can see the screws on this. Look at the difference. Okay, yeah, this is a good way to check. Look at the difference between these two. Look at the screws, a lot bigger hole and a little bit like uneven corners, just a lot bigger on the fake one. Let's go ahead and check the accessory. Word of caution though doesn't mean that your accessories are authentic, that your bag is, because I see on Poshmark you're selling a lot of authentic Chanel accessories, so just please be careful. Right off the bat, like if I feel this, there's some grooves here versus this one's a little like really flat. I don't feel anything here. Here I feel a little bit of like embossing feel. This one's just flat. Also, like the box tends to be a little bit wrinkly sometimes. This one's kind of look good, so I would just check this if it's way too flat. So here's the authentic and here's the fake one. You can see here the difference in color. It should be more yellow orange color versus this one's like yellow, so noticeably fake. One thing is you can feel grooves here. This one again will have flat, and the letterings are more bold and thick. Okay, so that's one fake. Let's see a closer one. Like this one is pretty close. All right, look at that. Ooh, man, it's kind of hard to tell now, but you can see here, look at the CC here. Instead, it's gray with CC versus this one is just more white CC here. Okay, so that's one. And also the font is thicker and the lettering is thinner. So again, let me feel this. This one, wow, really good. A little bit, but not too much. Okay, you can see the embossing difference on the two. There you go. This is the authentic, and this is not, this is the fake one. Also noticeably, it's like sometimes you will see like the border needs to be this color, and well, this is super close, so we cannot really compare there. But here you go. Again, what it looks like, a little bit more gray font than white. Another thing, okay? The fake font is a little bit more gray than white. Now this is a little bit different. You can see like the border is a little bit smaller. And again, the CC, you can tell here is a little bit more gray. And again, this one does not feel like there's any groove. You can see when you move this, there's some grooves in there. And the font's a little bit off. All right, there you go. Again, look for fonts when it looks like light gray instead of white. That is a good one. I'm not gonna review everything else. I think you should really look for authenticity card. It's very hard to tell with dust bag, but the dust bag should really have thicker dust bag versus thinner. This one thinner and a little bit more nylon-y type feel, okay? But very hard to tell, so go with the authenticity card. That's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys. Hope this video was helpful. If you have further questions, I will leave my contact information on the description, or you can comment and let me know. If you have additional inquiry, don't hesitate. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye, ciao for now.